Hello, one and all. We're here still with Warlock of Firetop Mountain. What happened next? Amelia and the Templars. Now, as time goes on, it gets harder and harder to remember the exact details of what happened. So, forgive if we are a little bit all over the place. But with a maze of tunnels all like crazy like this. Yeah, right? So, where are they? Well, they've made it to the beach. So they've come in through the entrance, and they're portcullis, gone this way, investigated kind of this whole thing, come round, and then come to the beach. Right, so there's the river flowing. But at this part of the where they're looking upon the river that flows east, they can see that there's no way to cross. The way must be further up. So they were debating, do we jump in, but we're wearing armour, what do we do? A couple of the Templars suddenly freaked out. There were some vibrations under the sand. Something under there started wetting the sand from beneath, turning it all to like a slushy quicksand mush thing from below. It was getting wet. Something was basically releasing its body liquid as a trap. And it was like a giant sandworm thing. And it grabbed a Templar and was pulling him down. And Amelia had run forward to try and get one out. And then she started going down and Templars tried to help. So instead of a combat encounter, it was more of effectively a organic trap encounter to escape from. And the amount of armour they wear goes further against them. In fact, this was so bad that I had, if they failed the test, that they would have to take as many D6 as their armour score in damage. What? Well, it's because it's effectively turned into quicksand and you're in heavy plate. Not clever. That's not very clever for getting out. So what the damage is, which, would come to like about, say, on average, like 40 damage or something crazy like that. That is fatigue. That is you getting tired to the point that something fatal could then happen to you without you being able to, defend well enough against it, so that some killing blow might strike you. Really, that's what combat damage has to be, especially in those sort of situations. Your invulnerability bubble shrinking as it goes down. They got away, but one Templar's down. And Amelia can't believe this, she's losing these Templars left, right and centre. And she's, they back away from there and decide, what, we're going to try and retrace our steps back that way, back to the portcullis, and we'll go the other way this time. The other way. So they did check out the room to the east side. That is the famous, some would say maybe infamous, Iron Cyclops on a pedestal thing. And it's got a nice big jewel as its eye. And it's just a statue. And they're staring at it. And they pretty much come to the conclusion that it's probably guarding that jewel. So we should probably not steal it. But what if we need it? They decided to not listen to greed and leave it be. See, the thing is this, right? In the actual game book, in Firetop Mountain, you need X, Y, Z key, because they're numbers, so that you can open the treasure chest after the Zagor final boss encounter. Fine, okay. But, if they don't have the keys, then they won't be able to open the doors. But, they would still be able to beat the boss and get their experience. So that's a good thing that we can, move past the dimensions of a Choose Your Own Adventure book in that way. And it's great to have it in this form. I need to try and find another the next ones that I want to run in this sort of form as well. Yeah. Anyway, they left the Cyclops room alone, pushed on ahead. They came to a crazy little shopkeeper guy. He was a bit of a nut. He was asking them if they were going north and this type of thing. And they told him yes. And they said, well, you might want to buy these blue candles. They've been imported from Tevinter. There'll only be 20 silvers each. And so the Templars and Amelia bought a blue candle each, not wanting to take any chances. And then they came to a room of unnatural darkness, and their glowstones didn't work, did not illuminate the room. Oh gosh. But Amelia came with to the idea, we shall strike the candle, but she took out the candle and it lit itself, and it lit up the room, and all the scary things that were making noises in there, the intimidating screams and howls and terrible things, they appeared to just be the murals on the walls there, moving, animated, and Amelia said, no, we're just going to walk on through and ignore them and just push forward. So they do. And there's not really a great lot happening at this point. Exploring rooms, doors after doors. These places, it's always like you come to a door, and beyond that is a door, and then there's another door. It's just doors everywhere. Right. So they're pushing on. They eventually make it to the south side of the beach. That's nice. And when they are there, they can see a bridge, they can see a raft, and they can see a little sign saying 2 gold, please ring for service or something like that, The boatman. So they ring the boatman. And across he comes. And Amelia, with the troops, decides, yeah, we'll pay him when he asks for 3, even. We won't quibble it. They jump in, and off they go. Across the water, and onto the north bank. That is where they left off with that session. But, if I take you and look at this section here, there's a couple more rooms. Oh yes, well, there was the rooms where there was supposed to be like the cavemen and silly things like that. So we had that like be chastened, who had been genetically altered, and then there was 189. What was that? That's on here, and that's a different colour. And Amelia went through that. Should we find out what that was? Right. A quick look. We might be able to show you a picture. That would be super snazzy, wouldn't it? If we could show you a picchichero. 189. Should have had the book on there, really. Oh, yes. See, really wasn't much to say, because it was that one there with the paintings. And are you going to stop to look at the paintings? And Amelia's like, no, we're walking straight through. That's why I didn't remember it. That's kind of the way she was playing this, to not take any chances at all with things. So, fair enough. She knew that, they're trying to complete something fairly on their own, really. So, to be able to get that done, they had to keep as many Templars alive as long as possible. Oh, and one last thing. On the south bank, when they did get to the beach to cross, they found Costello again. He'd wandered off previously. It was the taint had got to him. But, yeah, they found him. And he was there praying. And he said, the voices tried calling me away, and I became lost from you. A very, very creepy guy anyway. But, I found myself here, and I had to switch off in a state of of prayer, the only way to keep control. So this thing is this taint is hitting him pretty hard. I don't know what's going to happen to poor Costello. Jeebus. But that's where the session ended, with them just about crossing the river. So, I know, finally, halfway point. Although I do think the southern side is a bit bigger anyway. But anyway, that's where this one leaves off. We'll update you as Amelia continues. But her poor Templars are falling bit by bit. And, you know, she's then ready and pushing on with, like, I think only 3. Yeah. A lady by the name of Tari, who Amelia is becoming quite fond of, and who was one of Amelia's big doubters and skeptics. I think over the course of time, you know, Amelia's proved herself to the squad, you know, showed that she's very capable, and why she's actually risen to this position. And the other ones are Myers and David. That's the other 2 Templars. And David is Mr. Duffelog, as we call him, because he's continuously surprised by everything he encounters, and everything is pretty much a Duffelog encounter for him. Right,